welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry I've had such a break of vlogging. I had a real drag uploading to YouTube. We've got a new internet provider now, so all should be well. So quickly, I'm going to get into it. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see how I've been doing. Those who don't follow me on Instagram, just to keep you updated. So 5th of January 2017, I joined Slimming World. I decided the following week to have a blind journey. So I decided that I actually didn't want to know how much I was losing, gaining or otherwise on a weekly basis. As the weeks went on, I wasn't sure whether I was ever going to find out how much I'd lost, but I decided just before the end of my first 12-week countdown, so I will have done 11 weigh-ins, that I wanted to find out exactly how much I'd lost at the end of that 12 weeks. I then made the decision that maybe I would do it in 12-week blocks. I'm into my second 12-week block now and back into blind weighing and really finding it so liberating, not having to be dictated by the scales to how I feel every week, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So how did I do? So this Thursday, so today's Wednesday, so tomorrow will be my 4th weigh-in into my new countdown period. So 5 weeks ago, I found out that from the 5th of January, so in 11 weeks, I had lost on the nose 2 stone in total. So here's my book with all my shinies. I don't know whether you can see them. I didn't think I was that bothered about getting shiny stickers, but when I was awarded them in class that night, it was like, well, it was like all my Christmases and birthdays at once. It was absolutely amazing. I love going and staying to class. I feel that even though I don't find out every week how I'm doing, I find just the motivation of staying to class is a real help for me. I was thinking about what to talk about in this video, and I thought probably the best thing to do is just not have a topic and just talk. So sorry if any of this comes across a bit garbled, but I'm just trying to get off my chest exactly, without getting too emotional, how much my my life has changed since joining Slimming World. I'm like a completely different person. Let's face it, before I joined Slimming World, I was very, very unhealthy. Probably didn't quite realise how unhealthy I was until I have now obviously been eating the Slimming World way, you know, my new lifestyle, for a few months now, and it's the 19th of April. So it's been a good 3 months, over 3 months now. And my life has changed so much. Now, how has it changed? Well, first and foremost, I probably before I joined was very angry and hormonal a lot of the time. I have my youngest child is adorable, but she's really hard work, and I found her behaviour very challenging when I was overweight, and I'm still overweight, but when I was out of control with my eating, and I didn't know that I was out of control. I actually went to see someone about it last year, a counsellor or, you know, some kind of therapist, but she didn't really get where I was coming from. She'd obviously, I suffer with binge eating, and I always have. That's where my problem stems from. Like a lot of very overweight people, it's a disorder, and I've battled it for a really long time. I've struggled to get medical professionals to recognise it, and I think that a lot of people do. I have found that since joining Slimming World, it's still there, so I know it's always going to be there, but I need to obviously control it. However, last year I recognised that it was probably my eating was making dealing with my children and life in general just a lot more difficult. So I went to the doctors and spoke to them about it. They didn't really offer me any help, so then I sought private support, and went to see a private counsellor who, I think it was like the second week I went to see her. So the first week she was really good, and the second week I went to see her, I told her that I would have my routine of stopping at a particular petrol station, just buying loads of crap and eating it in the car and not even thinking about what I was eating. Her response to that was, just don't stop. Now, obviously, now I'm into Slimming World, I'm in that frame of mind where nothing will get in my way. For example, there's loads of Easter eggs in the house at the moment. That's fine. I can just not go. But when you're in that frame of mind and you are struggling with a binge eating disorder, it's really, really hard to control, and it's almost a subconscious thing. It's an addiction, ultimately. Like any addiction, it's something that you don't, unless you dig really, really deep, have so much control over, especially with something that's been with you as it has been with me and a lot of people who struggle with binge eating. It's been with me since I was a child, probably sort of 8 or 9 I probably started. I'm now 40, and so obviously it's been a long time it's been in my life. And so I think that when I went and tried to get the help, she didn't quite understand where I was coming from. Now, since joining Slimming World, I've managed to get, in the most part, a handle on it. I have had probably one time when I've been a bit out of control, and my husband was working late, and it was almost like I was testing myself to see if I could still binge. But I ate a small amount of food. It wasn't really what I'd call a binge, but I was trying to sort of test myself mentally. For me as a mother, I found that since joining Slimming World, my ability to deal with my children and handle life in general it's improved tenfold. I'm a completely different person to what I was when I started. I'll still always battle the mental demons, and I have had to dig really, really deep some weeks to try and get myself through patches where I really want to go back to my old ways. But in the most part, Slimming World helps me to control that. Control's the wrong word. Just be in a really good headspace. I am feeling my body in the most incredible way, and from morning till night I feel completely in control of what I'm eating, but not in a controlled way. I feel like I'm making the choices rather than the food calling out to me and me needing to eat certain things. So yeah, it's amazing. There's been a lot of people on Instagram, and a lot of big Instagrammers and YouTubers have recently stepped down from Slimming World because they've gone as far as they can on their journey. And I understand that happens. I know that I probably will get to that point, and I hope I do get to that point where I don't need a plan to keep me on track. But food optimizing and eating the Slimming World way, for me, is something that I hope that I can maintain for a very long time. So having lost 2 stone in 11 weeks, my life in terms of physically has changed so much as well. For example, just moving around the house, going upstairs, tidying the house, cleaning the house, just all of the things that are quite difficult when you're not only carrying more weight but unhealthy with it. I was tired all the time. I would reach 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I would slump, and actually I thought it was gluten that was causing the problem, and I cut out gluten last year and made a bit of a difference. But in all honesty, nothing has made a difference like doing Slimming World. So when I made my last video, I was talking that I was snacking quite a lot. Now I was snacking on fruit and healthy things in between my meals, or I was thinning what I was having. But I'm finding that my meals are filling me up so much that I'm not really thinking about food from one meal to the next. I generally prepare in my mind what I'm going to have for breakfast. If I'm working, I take my lunch with me, and often I'll take my breakfast with me to eat en route. And then my evening meal I usually prepare either mentally or actually physically prepare in advance, usually for the week. So I'll usually plan on a weekend what we're going to be eating for the whole week. So then I know. It's a lot easier now. The children have gone back to school after Easter. It's going to be a lot easier to get back in my routine of just keeping everybody knowing what they're having every night. So it's brilliant to be back in that routine. The way that I feel within myself in terms of confidence is I feel much more calmly confident, which I think when you're overweight and unhappy, most people will put up a barrier of confidence, so they will have this false confidence almost. So I think that false confidence that I had has pretty much gone now, and I am probably more vulnerable because of it, but in a good way. I'm calmer, and I think that in general I'm much easier to be around. I'm not the easiest person, even though I might obviously come across on my Instagram and YouTube as this really chatty, bubbly person, and I think for people that don't know me really, really well will know me as that. But I think, like everybody, I have down days and I have dark days and I have days where I find life quite a struggle, and I feel like with Slimming World, with the backbone of Slimming World, it's enabled me to free myself up from that and to be a much happier person in general. So, food wise, it's a breeze. Like, genuinely, obviously, I'm in a really good headspace with it at the moment. So, it's easy for me to say, oh, Slimming World's an amazing way to eat. But for me, it's basically, it encompasses everything that I've learned in my adult life about eating healthily, and I knew before I joined Slimming World exactly what I should be eating, but it's adding to that, and it's given me a framework to keep on striving to achieve my goals. And my goals have always been to be the most healthy possible version of myself, and I do genuinely think that's where I'm at the moment. So obviously I've still got a lot of weight to lose. Carrying the weight is not the healthiest thing, but in terms of fueling my body, I am the healthiest that I could be right now. What do I love eating? So for breakfast, I tend to either have something egg based or some fruit in a bowl. So I'll buy frozen, usually chopped pre-prepared smoothie fruit, usually from Aldi, Waitrose or Iceland. I'll leave that in a bowl overnight with a bowl on top too, so it defrosts, and then in the morning I'll add Greek yogurt to it. The one that I found to be the best is the 0% Greek yogurt from Aldi. It's almost like is it FAGE? I can't remember what the brand's called. I call it something that I can't really repeat on video. But anyway, yeah, it's very much like the well-known brand of 0% natural yogurt. It's so creamy and delicious. So I'll have that with fruit, or I'll have scrambled eggs with either smoked salmon or bacon or vegetarian sausages. I'm loving the Linda McCartney sausages, which the red onion and rosemary ones are sin-free. And if I'm working, if I'm a makeup artist, and if I'm doing an early wedding, I'll make sin-free muffins out of porridge oats with my healthy extra, half a Muller light yogurt, and various eggs and other things in there. For me, I'll make those the night before, and then I'll eat those on the way to work. And then for lunchtime, when I'm working on a wedding, and then I finish, I will have a small an omelette that I've made into muffin cases. And if you want more details of that, go on my Instagram page, which is swgirllauren. So yeah, I am just at a really, really happy place. You probably can see in my face that I've lost weight. I've still got weight to lose. Yes, I've still got a lot of weight to lose, but I'm very much into my journey now, and I'm still strongly believe that I will achieve my goal of losing 7 stone in one whole year. So by, hopefully the middle of January next year, I should have achieved that goal, which will be amazing. That's not my end target, but that's my goal for the year. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for all of those who follow me on Instagram, for all of your support, all of your comments and likes. It means so much to me. I'm documenting my Instagram journey as much for myself as for other people. Before joining Slimming World and since joining Slimming World, find the Instagram community and the Slimming World community online is so invaluable. And if I can inspire just one person to achieve their goals and their dreams, and maybe take the first step to joining Slimming World, for me that would be the most incredible thing. So yeah, the support that I've received on there from people is amazing. If you want to message me, you can do. And if you're wanting any advice about how I blind weigh and why I've done a blind journey, then by all means do. For me, it's always been about how I felt in myself rather than the number dictating every week how I've been feeling. And for me, certainly that's working. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave it at that, and I will upload this today, and hopefully it will be on this evening or tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday, and I look forward to hearing what you think of it. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and click on the little bell if you want to know when I upload another one, because I will be doing another one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!